Right, I'm going to take the first right, coming up here. This takes me onto the dual carriageway. Okay, right, so looking at the oncoming white car, yep, I can make that across, no problem. Notice the national speed limit sign and the no stopping sign on the left there. So national speed limit sign on a dual carriageway is 70 miles per hour. So what I'm going to try and do is build up some speed up. Mirror signal right on, check my blind spot. It's getting up towards around about 60 mile an hour. Oh, now look there, it's just changed to a 50, if you can see there, just on the left and the right. So I'm just easing off my gas, letting my car just gradually drop speed. Okay, back down to 50. Notice the car on the right, it's not seeing the 50. Right, there's also, if you look at it, there's a merging of lane sign. Can you see on the right lane is going to merge into the left-hand lane in 400 yards. So just keep an eye on my centre and my right mirror, looking for any late comers down the right-hand side. Can't see anybody at the moment. Notice the arrows on the right-hand lane, just guiding cars back into the left-hand lane. Okay, got some risk of skidding sign on the left, reduce speed now right-hand bend sign. Okay, notice the solid line now on the right-hand side, so that's where the other lane was. So obviously that now with some hatch markings has meant that's a no driving lane, unless it's an emergency situation, as in there's a crash or an accident somewhere up ahead, or an immovable object or some roadworks. Okay, so sticking at 50 mile an hour for now. Right, now I've got two lanes now. I'm just going to pop over to the left lane because the left lane is clear. Okay. Right, a traffic island sign coming up telling me to stay in lane. Traffic island means just a separation point in the middle of the two lanes. Sometimes it's like a physical thing, like a curb, but this one's just markings. You notice in the middle there, some solid lines. Right, now I've got a slip road situation, so I'm checking my centre right mirror. So I'm approaching, indicating right, a couple of checks on my blind spot. Yep, that's okay at the moment. Right, so it's still 50 mile an hour at the moment, not seeing any different signs yet. And I can see some national speed limit signs just coming up, one in the left and one in the middle. Right, so that now means, because I'm still on a dual carriageway, that's 70 miles per hour. Notice the pedestrians crossing sign just on the left there. This route, we're quite semi-rural, this route where I am now, so you've got potential rambling routes across the road. Right, I'm gaining on the vehicles in front. I'm just going to indicate right nice and early. Just drift out into the right-hand lane after checking my centre right and my blind spot, cancelling my signal. Just going to let the van ahead just pull away a little bit more, just trying to create my 2-second gap. That looks a bit better of a gap now. Right, the van I've just passed, looking for it appearing in my left mirror, centre mirror, yep, there it is. Centre left mirror, indicate and pull back in. Right, I'm up at 70 miles an hour now. Yeah, so when you're pulling back in, you're looking for the vehicle you just overtook in the left corner of your central mirror. That's when it's safe to move back in. Okay, right, so maintaining 70 mile an hour. Right, now what's going to happen shortly is this dual carriageway is going to become a motorway. Okay, now the way I know, there's an M66 sign just on the right in the middle of the carriageway there. So I'm now officially on a motorway, but the speed limit is exactly the same as what I was on previously, because I was on a dual carriageway with a national speed limit sign, which also means 70 miles per hour. Okay. Right, now the key thing on a motorway is maintaining your distance from the vehicle in front, watching in your centre, and particularly your right hand mirror as well, just keeping an eye on vehicles who may be overtaking and approaching. Okay. And also look for when you're gaining on the vehicles in front. Now I can see there's a car behind me, a silver Audi, that's just going to be overtaking me shortly. Just going a little bit above the speed limit. But that's fine by them. I'm doing 70, so there's nothing wrong in my side. Maybe I'll just see it coming into view there. Right, now you might notice I'm just slightly gaining on this vehicle in front of me, so I'm going to check my centre right mirror, indicate, check my right blind spot, drift out, and I'm going to cancel my signal once I'm in. Yeah, I felt like I was just gaining on this black car, so I'm just going to utilise this right hand lane to overtake. Now again, what I'm doing is I'm assessing when it appears in the left corner of my central mirror. There it is now. Check my mirror, centre left and left blind spot, and indicating cancel once I'm in. Okay. Right, centre right mirror, yep, still nothing much going on behind me. I'm just pulling away from that car that I've just overtook. Okay. Right, now again, I feel like I'm gaining on the vehicles in front. So I'm going to check my centre right mirror signal, check my right blind spot, and drift out relatively early. Okay. Right, now difference on this one, I'm having to drop a little bit below 70 because the vehicles ahead are slightly slowed down because of the hill. I've still got a nice big gap to move into the left. So again, centre left mirror, left blind spot, indicate and cancel. Right. Yeah, they seem to be picking up a bit more speed now. Sometimes you've got a little bit of an incline on a motorway. Sometimes you might find that the vehicles just lose a little bit of speed. Okay, I've got a slip road on the left, which means I may have some joining traffic. Quick check of my centre and right mirror. So lane is clear if I needed to move lanes, but there's nobody joining anyway. Okay. Right, I have a car just overtaking me now. So again, they're doing just above 70 because I'm doing 70 miles an hour. Again, that's their choice, that's fine. Right, I feel like I'm gaining on the vehicles in front again, so I'm going to check my centre right mirror, pop my indicator on, check my blind spot, and out I go. Right, now it's only a 2-lane motorway this one, so what's generally happening here, I've just had to drop to around about the mid-60s at the moment, just to create my 2-second gap again between me and the vehicle in front. You sometimes get a little bit of a not queuing, but the traffic sort of condenses up a little on a 2-lane motorway, because on a 3-lane motorway you're not allowed. If you look ahead, there's a big truck coming up in the left-hand lane, a heavy goods vehicle or a long goods vehicle. They're generally not allowed in the right-hand lane of a 3-lane motorway, but they are allowed in the second lane of a 2-lane motorway. Okay, so that sometimes condenses the traffic, because the truck on the left there, sometimes they're restricted around about 60, maybe 65 mile an hour top speed. Okay, and they're not really, well, they can't just do that. So sometimes they'll have to overtake another truck who's maybe doing only 55 mile an hour. So that means they have to slow down the traffic in the overtaking lane to around about 60. But it's just one of those things, that a 2-lane motorway. Just one of the problems you sort of find. Okay, right, move back to the left-hand lane again. So the same centre left mirror and left blind spot. Okay. Right, so got a nice big gap between me and the blue car in front. Centre and right mirror looks okay at the moment. There's a few vehicles, but nothing imminently overtaking me. The car just actually getting close to overtaking me now. But again, I'm doing 70 mile an hour, so that's their choice if they want to go around me, but I know I'm doing the speed limit. Right, now I'm gradually gaining on the car that's in front of me. I'm just keeping an eye on my centre and my right mirror. There's a bit of a faster moving vehicle coming up on the outside. It's only a gradual gain on the blue car that's in front of me. Yeah, there's the car just overtaking me now. Coming up, one of the slip road signs on the left, so that's telling me of a junction coming up on the left hand side. Now on this motorway now, this is where it's going to become a 3-lane motorway. If you look ahead, the joining lane, the slip road on the left, is actually going to become the 3rd lane, and it looks clear. So I'm going to indicate about now, check my centre left mirror at the blind spot, drift in, and then I'm going to cancel my signal once I'm in. Alright, so you've got your bog standard now 3-lane motorway. So again, you should always drive in the leftmost lane. Oh, now look at the car in the middle lane going a bit slow. Right, I can't undertake them. So I'm going to have to go from the left driving lane across a couple of lanes there, because the Audi there, oh, now it's moved over. Right, so now it's moved over. Indicate left mirror, left blind spot. Okay, to reiterate that, I'm not allowed to undertake, which is going past the vehicle in the middle lane in the left hand lane, even though that car in the middle lane was actually going slower than me. Okay, because that's undertaking, that's not permitted as per the highway code. So I had to go from the normal driving lane on the left and actually move across 2 overtaking lanes to go past it safely, and then work my way back to the normal driving lane. Okay, that's how it works. So if heard of the term middle lane hogging. That's when a car's sat in the middle lane for no apparent reason, because it should be driving in the left-hand lane, but what it does, it forces cars to go to the outside lane, and this should just be in the left-hand lane. Okay, right, sign coming up on the left. In 400 yards, it's going to split to a 4-lane motorway. This is because up ahead, this is where the M60 splits the ring road. Okay, we're going a different direction. Now I'm going to stay in the left because I need to stay in the left for where I'm going up ahead. So I've got, if you look above the road there, 2 separate signs, one for the M62 M60, and the one on the right is the M60 for the ring road east and south. So you notice I've got 2 lanes here, then the line next to the second lane and divides the second and the third. It's a line that's very, very, very close together. So that indicates there up ahead that there's going to be basically a split on the motorway. So you've got to get in lane when you see that from whichever way your direction. You want to be doing it relatively early. Right, now I know this slip road up ahead comes up to a roundabout. It's Simister Island. So what I'm going to start to do about now is just ease off my accelerator to let the car just engine brake gradually. Okay, there's my warning sign for the roundabout on the right. I've got 160 yards. So at the moment I've slowed down to about 50. So I'll drop to gear 5 at around about 50 miles an hour. Just using a little bit of brake now. I'm now going to do a block gear change 5 to 3 off my clutch. Then I'm just going to put my clutch in again now. No gear changing because the lights have just changed. Okay, once I've stopped, I'm just going to pop it into gear 1. Put my handbrake on temporarily so I can leave my right foot over the accelerator pedal. Okay, so you can see this roundabout's controlled by traffic lights. So there we go, off we go. Right, so it's a good idea sometimes to glance to the right because you could still have an emergency vehicle maybe coming from the right without its sirens blasting. You could also have a car that comes through on a red light. So it's a good idea just to glance right, but you're talking 99 times out of 100, there is nothing going to be coming from that right hand side because of the traffic light control system. Okay. So you notice initially I picked up the 3rd lane of 2 as I was coming round. The 2 left lanes went off to two different directions, and I can either pick up the 3rd or the 4th lane. So you can see now I've worked my way over to the outside. Okay, there's a 60 sign on the right for the motorway, so that normally indicates the road around the motorway is fairly busy. So I'm looking to build my speed up towards that 60 mile an hour mark that they just said. Okay, notice again a little traffic island in the middle there, so it's a 2-tiered slip road this one. The cars on my right are joining first. You'll see my slip road, my solid lines just disappearing and becoming a dotted now. So I've indicated right, check my centre right on my blind spot. As soon as I'm in lane, cancel signal. Right, now as soon as you join the motorway, if you look, notice there's no flashing 60 signs now. So that would suggest it's maybe back up to 70. I'm just assessing the speed of the traffic on the motorway at the moment. I'm just doing around about mid-60s. Okay, so yeah, I can't see any 60 signs now, so I could maybe just start to gradually build my speed up now. Okay, so I'm gaining on the vehicle in front, centre right mirror, indicator right blind spot, drifted into lane number 2. So if you notice it's a 4-lane motorway. Okay, now the one to the left, I'm just going to move back into the left. Notice the black Audi just moved off onto the slip road. Right, so I'm up to 70 mile an hour now. Now you notice there's a few cars in the middle lane, second lane there, that are going slower. So again, I can't undertake, so I'm going to have to try and work my way across the lanes, which I'm doing now. I'm trying to keep my distance between me and the vehicle in front. Yeah, so those vehicles there you can see in the second lane, they should be in the left-hand lane, okay? But for some reason they decided to stay in the second lane, okay? Incorrect use of the lanes. What it forces cars to do is start to move over to the 3rd and 4th lane, and all it does is condenses traffic. Because if you look, there's hardly any cars in that leftmost lane, if you can see it. The Range Rover ears must have been burning. Notice that one's just moved over. Salt spreading sign on the left, so that would suggest it's quite a cold day today. It's around about 1 to 2 degrees. So salt spreading means the gritters are out. Okay, so that's where you get those big yellow trucks, grit spreading. Which obviously the salt and basically what it will do is help prevent the roads from getting ice. It helps to melt any ice. Okay, moving back into the second lane there. I've completed my overtake. 70 mile an hour. Right, Now at this point, I'm not actually going to go into the left lane because I feel like I'm going quicker than the vehicles in that lane. Yeah, you see up ahead there's a national speed limit sign. So that means it is 70. I'm up to 70 now, but the vehicles on the left look like they're doing around about 60. Keeping an eye on my centre and my right mirror, just in case I need to change into that lane. Yeah, I think I'm going to actually, because I can see the vehicles in my lane up ahead starting to brake, so I feel like I'm gaining. Okay, so I've moved out. Now I'm gaining on the one in front, so I'm going to indicate right again. I'm going to get in the outside lane. There we go. I had to slow down to about 62 there, so just overtaking this one that's just on my left now. I'm getting up towards 70 mile an hour now. Okay, so I'm assessing the speed of the vehicle. Yeah, I'm going quicker than the one in the lane next to me just on the left there, so I'm okay to stay up at 70 at the moment. So I'm just gradually just gaining on them there, so that's fine. Keeping an eye on the vehicles in the lane next to me on the left there. I'm looking for vehicles who start to gain on the vehicle in front of them, because sometimes then you can anticipate they're going to move into our lane because they're gaining on the vehicle in front. Okay. Just went past there was a sign that flashed up for 50, so that might suggest that the motorway's a bit busy up there, so I just start to just gradually ease off my accelerator, checked my central mirror, my left lane, middle lane's clear now, just indicated and moved over. It says 60 mile an hour. Right, I can move back over to the left because I feel like all the lanes are doing 60, so I'm in my normal driving lane here. Keeping an eye just on my centre and right mirror again though, for anything that's going to be happening up ahead, anything in my right. So there's a car just overtaking me there. So it says 60 at the moment, so I'm at 60. Now it's a slip road on the left there, there's those dotted lines again. There's that solid line to indicate where the hard shoulder is on the left hand side. Right, now I've had an exit there, that normally suggests there might be an entrance on the other side. So I'm just checking my centre and right mirror. Looks clear at the moment if I've got some cars joining on the left. There's a few there. Notice the van in front's moved out, but I think I'm okay at the moment. Vehicles ahead are going at good speed, so I'm okay in this lane for now. Just keeping an eye on my centre and my right mirror again. Still travelling at 60 mile an hour. You can see there's another vehicle there joined up, and again it was like a two-tiered slip road, that one. Yeah, I'm okay here, I don't need to move. I'm still doing around about the 60 mile an hour, which is what the signs were telling me to do. Yeah, the white van that's in the second lane there, they moved out. They were a bit further ahead of me, so the cars that were joining similar time to where they were. So it was a good idea for the white van to move over, but I was a little bit further back, so I was okay. So I'm going to be looking ahead to see if I can still see 60 mile an hour signs. Let's have a look. Yeah, it still says 60 there, just above the road. So I'm still travelling at around about 60. Still checking my centre and right mirror. It's one of them, you don't need to check every second. We're looking every 5 to 8 seconds maybe. Just a quick glance. It's always good to have an idea of who's around. Just in case you do need to slow down, change lanes, you've already got a picture of what's behind me. It doesn't need to be obsessive, you don't need to be checking every second, because after all, the most important thing you need to be looking at is obviously ahead of you and where you are going. Okay, right, now up ahead, whoa, goodness me, do you see that white van there nearly indicated and moved in? It didn't check its lights from the right blind spot. It's put its hazards on just to apologise. Now I'm just gaining on the vehicle in front. I think it's just a bit worried about the vehicle. The white van ahead, it nearly moved straight into the lane with the car in front of me. So, right, now I can see national speed limit signs then also above the road. I need to be following where it says the M60, which is actually the lane next to me on the right. It's a bit busy, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask the question with my indicator to see if anyone's going to let me out. Okay, there's a blue van gone past me there. Doesn't want to let me out. The next car, oh yeah, the next car has just held its distance and let me out. It was actually trying to change lanes into the other lane, so that was why. Right, so it said national speed limit, so I'm going to increase my speed now up towards 70, because the vehicles in front of me are not doing the speed limit. There we go, just building my speed up, but I can't get fully 70, I'm just going to keep my 2-second gap between me and the vehicle in front. Right, now I'm coming off of the A57 Earlham Eccles, as you can see there, so I'm going to indicate left again. Check my centre left mirror and left blind spot. Just drifting in nice and slowly, because I've got a third of a mile to the junction. I'm coming off that. Right, you'll notice on the left a blue sign with 3 white lines on it. That's 300 yards to the junction. Then 2 lines, that's 200 yards, and then 1 lane. So you generally indicate no later than the 100-yard sign. So I've indicated just before there. Notice that you've gone down to about 50-60 mile an hour on the signs above. So I'm just between those 2 speeds now. There's my dotted line. As soon as I'm in, cancel my indicator, just check my central mirror. Right, then up ahead I need to move into the left-hand lane, so I'm going to follow where it says early. Right, so I'm indicating left now. Notice the solid line going to a dotted. Mirrors and left blind spot. Yeah, that's clear. Off I go. So we can't go over where it's a solid line, we have to wait for it to be a dotted line. Okay, solid lines can only be crossed in an emergency, no option situation. Oh, and I noticed there's a car in the left-hand lane with its hazards on. There must be some kind of problem with that vehicle. Now, I needed the right-hand lane for where I was going anyway. So I'm just using a bit of engine braking. Yeah, there must be some kind of problem with the vehicle there. That's why they're going quite slowly. So it's a good indication of the hazard there. If you've got a problem with your vehicle, pop your hazards on. Cars can then see, they can see you going slow, but the hazards just make your car stand out even more, so they know then there's a problem, so they can either slow down or they can safely go round them when the opportunity arises. Okay, so I'm off the motorway now. 30 mile an hour signs, so just a no end of motorway sign, sorry, coming up there. Right, now I'm going to stick to the middle lane here. Both lanes go round to the right, the middle and the right hand lane. I need this lane for where I'm going further round. So it was exit number 3. Exit number 2 I've just gone past. So I'm making sure I'm in the leftmost lane. Well, lights are still on green. Notice there's another traffic light controlled roundabout. Okay. So there's 2 lanes. Notice the right lane has to merge back to my lane there. I was checking my centre right mirrors, went round, there was nobody coming. Okay. So I've acclimatised back to 30 mile an hour now. Right, there's nobody pressed the button on the pedestrian crossing, so there's no dangers there. Notice the white zigzag lines in the middle mean no overtaking. The white zigzag lane next to the left curb means I can't park, stop or wait there. Okay, right, so coming up here, I'm going to follow where it says Earlham A57. You see there it says right turn. Now, up here, this is quite a unique situation. This, you think, oh, I'm turning right, I must use the right-hand lane. What I know this road, what this road does, you actually have, it's a dual carriageway when I turn right. So you can actually turn right from the lane that I'm in now, the middle lane, which also goes ahead, as well as obviously cars can turn right from the right hand lane as well. So because both lanes turn, there's no obligation for me to use the right hand lane if both turn right, because I want my normal driver lane, which is the left. Okay, it's gone to green up ahead, I've gone into gear 1. Put it into neutral just while I was waiting, and I put it into gear 1 when I saw the light change. So if you look on the floor there, there's a straight arrow and a right arrow. So I'll pop my signal on. I'm just going to make sure I take a nice wide turn, so I'm leaving plenty of space for the vehicles on my right. Okay, notice the speed limit sign. If you missed the original one, it's 40 just on the left there. So I'm just building my speed to 40 mile an hour. Then it's going to change to 50, if you can see there. Now the vehicles ahead of me are going quite slow. Indicated right, check my centre right and my blind spot. I'm just starting to build my speed up. The car in this lane's not really going very quick at the moment. I'm hoping it starts to speed up. Still doing 43 at the moment. Just hoping it's getting there. 45 now, we're getting there. Right, so now I'm at 45, I can pop it into gear 5. Still at 47, so it's nearly there, but we're still going a bit quicker than the vehicles in the left-hand lane, so I'm okay in this lane. I'm just trying not to get too close. It's difficult because they're going quite slow. I'm just going to drop back a little bit to keep, because I've not got another lane I can overtake them from. If this was a 3-lane dual carriageway, I'd have moved over to the right-hand lane and overtook this car that's in front of me as well. Okay, right, now, because I know the road ahead, actually, yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, green light staying on green, that's fine. But I know ahead, the road here, it merges from right to left, so my lane has to merge back in. So I'm going to indicate left just as I pass that grey car. Just checking my centre mirror, my left mirror, left blind spot. Yeah, that's fine. I've cancelled the signal now. it's still 50 mile an hour, but if you notice the vehicles ahead are going a little bit slow, so I've just dropped off. I'm doing about 35 at the moment. I've just dropped down to gear 4. There's nobody at that crossing there, so there's no dangers. Now I'm going to follow Earlham, which you can see on the sign is to the right. So I'm looking for some markings or a sign that tells me there's some kind of lane change. Look at the hatch markings. There we go. Centre right mirror, signal up. Notice the hatch markings have disappeared. Cancel the signal. It says I can go ahead and right in this lane, so I've got another lane change here. Again, centre right mirror and indicator. Right, just drop down just below 30 for gear 3 for this bend. It says I've got to stay to the left, so centre left mirror, stay over to the left with a quick indicator. There's a 30 sign and an end of no stopping sign.